Hi, period one. Let's first look at sex linkage again. What you have here is the question that we left off on yesterday, where we have a wild type female that has red eyes crossed with a recessive mutant male with white eyes. So a couple things that I want to remind you about. When we denote the genotype for the female. Notice here that this is the female and I've designated her genotype to be X plus X plus, and those pluses are superscripts. That is one way that we denote wild type, and that will also show always be the wild type genotype, and that's going to show the dominant trait. I could have used X superscript R to denote red eyes as well, but because the pluses are something that we're unfamiliar with, I chose to use that instead, just to make sure that we are familiar with the two different ways that we can denote something that shows a dominant or wild type allele. The other thing, if we look at the recessive allele, notice that I'm using the X with the superscript W. The recessive allele, which is the mutant allele in sex linkage, we're always going to use that letter for the mutant or the recessive allele. Or if I am more familiar with just using one letter, similar to the genetics problems that we've done in the past, I could have used that lowercase r instead. So either one of those would have been appropriate, but I chose to use the pluses for wild type and then the small w for the recessive mutant allele. So here's my Punnett square crossing the true breeding, meaning homozygous female, with the wild type red eye phenotype with the white-eyed male. Notice if I'm looking for phenotypes here, all of my offspring are going to display red eyes. But if I'm looking for the phenotype of eye color and sex at the same time, notice that I will have half of my offspring have red eyes and be female, because we're looking for two traits, right? We're looking for sex and we're looking for eye color. So 50% will be female with red eyes, and then also 50% will be males with red eyes as well. And then notice that I'm using my little cheat sheet like notation. This circle with the upside down plus, that will denote female. This circle with the arrow is going to denote male. I could have written that out, but it's just easier for me to do that notation.